Hello Chocks and Chocettes, and in between, Chocolo Roberto here for another video review. This time we have the new McVitie's V.I.Bs Heavenly Chocolate Hazelnut. Yeah, so V.I.B, very important biscuits. Now I don't know how I know that. I don't know if I've just assumed it somewhere. Well, does it say it somewhere? It must have been in the shop, perhaps. So it just had that. Well, unless I've just assumed it, and it might not be a very important biscuit, but I assume it is. VIP, it stands for very important person, so V.I.B. you could assume is very important biscuit. So maybe there's nothing official, but there we go. So as it says, there's some small print here. Caramel and milk chocolate digestives, it says. Which is odd because that's the description. It says heavenly chocolate hazelnut flavour. Caramel and milk chocolate digestives, it says underneath in sort of small writing. I don't know if you can see that there. It's hard to see. So I don't know, so that sort of contradicts exactly what's said above, because it says it's heavenly chocolate hazelnut. But then in the small description it says it's caramel and milk chocolate. So I don't know. Well, what's the actual official description? Wee meal biscuits with chocolate hazelnut flavour caramel covered in milk chocolate. So there we go. So it's hazelnut flavoured caramel. Very confusing that. I mean, you know, you assume it's going to be in there basically, don't you? But it just makes them. Why does it not say hazelnut caramel and milk chocolate digestives? Anyway, yeah. So it beggars. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's me being pedantic, but I've seen this before where they've done a description like this where they've just mentioned caramel and they've not actually said that it's like hazelnut flavoured or whatever flavour it was. There's something else that did it. Very odd. But yeah, basically this is coming off the back of the another range of biscuits it did. I think marmalade on toast, cherry bakewell, and another one which I can't quite remember what it was now. Cherry bakewell on toast. Something similar, like sort of British flavours essentially they were. Yeah, and I think it was what was it? One cherry bakewell on toast. Orange. Oh yeah, no, Mum. Yeah, I can't remember what it even was. Oh yes, that was it. Strawberries and cream. Yeah. So, phew, thank goodness I remember. Save myself a caption. So I've done these other ones now. These ones look to have a lot more effort put into them. The other ones were, I don't know, sort of like a halfway house between some kind of range of biscuits, like a celebrated British flavour range, which they never made any fuss of, you know. So these ones at least look a bit like they've had something. You know, basically the design department's come back in, I think, after being furloughed or something, and then and then they managed to do a good job of this one. Whereas the previous ones were left a bit to be desired, I thought. So yes, I've done loads of reviews now. So in this top left corner there'll be a list of I've done over 600 reviews now, believe it or not. I can't believe it really. But some of them are biscuits as well. So I'll do a biscuit playlist or maybe a McVitie's playlist or both at some point during the video as well. So if you click on this symbol in the top, it might disappear. If you hover over it, it'll appear again. Click on it or press on it or whatever, however you're viewing it. It should appear again and you can see this place. So once you're happy with this video, you've seen what you need to see, and you've subscribed of course, click on those and go watch my videos as well. Okay, and yeah, there's a couple more in the range. So we've got Classic Caramel Bliss. Does it actually have caramel in it? Let's see what it says. Yeah, it does. Caramel and milk chocolate digestive. So this one's just caramel. So a bit of a funny one, that one. So this one's pretty much the same as this one, except it's just not hazelnut flavoured. And then we've got Luscious Blood Orange as well. So this is caramel and milk chocolate digestive. So it's caramel again. So they're all the same. Looks like the caramel is just flavoured differently. Yeah. Oh well, that's my impression anyway. Obviously when I review that we'll discuss it further. Yeah, okay, so that seems to be what these are really. Just like caramel chocolate digestives basically. And the caramel is flavoured differently. So they're all the same, other than just different flavoured caramel it seems. But it's a bit of an odd one the way it just describes at the bottom in the small print. But yeah, it looks very nice. A bit of flourishes on the side, and you can see here, you know, there's a lot of flourish. I mean, it's tight, but you know, you could fit more biscuits in, I would say. Well, I will measure at some point. I won't measure it now. I'll measure it in a minute, but yeah. Okay, so what else have we got? So yeah, I don't know how many biscuits are in it, but count that later. What's the weightage? It's a very warm day today in the UK. I checked the forecast 2 days ago, and it said it was going to be sort of cloudy-ish. But today it's just the sun's just come out of nowhere. So you know, it might be a bit melty today. I'm trying to be careful not to handle it too much, but luckily the biscuit ones should be okay. Well, I can't find the weightage of this easily. It does usually tell you the weight of the pack. There's some writing that's in like black text which doesn't come out very easily against the purple background. It's a metallic background as well, so it's hard to even shine a touch on. Well, I can't see the weightage. Oh yeah, there we go. Yes, it is in black text. 250 grams. So See, it's kind of hard to see. It's in that sort of gap there between the top of the wrapper and the nutrition information. If you can see that yourself, you probably can better eyesight than me, but yeah. So, in fact, it's not even there. It's above the recycle bit there. There we go. Yeah. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. There's some information on both bits anyway. But okay, so per 100 grams. So it's yeah, but it's got per biscuit as well, which I think is more accurate. So it's 80 calories. Well, it's not more accurate, but it's more useful. 80 calories. 3.6 grams of fat, 1.9 of which are saturates. So 80 calories, 3.6 grams of fat, 1.9 of which are saturates. So there we go. Yes, it's probably, I don't know, probably 25. Each biscuit is 16.3 grams, I think 16.7 grams. Okay. Yes, there might be about 20 biscuits in here, I'm not sure. Alright, so it looks very nice. I like the packaging. Purple's my favourite colour, so I like this one very much. Drawn to this one first. Yeah, so interesting. So yeah, I think we should get into it. Give it a taste. Let's do it. Right, okay, once I'm going to open these McVitie's V.I.Bs, Heavenly Chocolate Hazelnut. So let's have a look. Oh yeah, we'll do a bit of the old measure of the flavour. I mean, it's a difficult one to do this, isn't it? Because it's, you know, you have a pull it taut or not, or somewhere in between. But basically, it's about 19.5 centimetres I've got here. Let's give these an open. And normally what I would do is jab these with a knife. I just jab in the middle with a knife and then just cut round and it splits perfectly in half. But for review purposes, I'll open it nicely. Okay, so how many biscuits have we got first of all? You can see. Yes, they're a bit melty today, as I say, so I have to be careful. 5, 10, so 15 biscuits. And the width of this, so we had 19.5 centimetres, and the rough width, I'm not going to be too regimented with it, but the rough width is about just over 12 centimetres, so we've lost almost 7.5 centimetres there. If I'd put them tight together, I probably could say 7.5 centimetres. In fact, we'll give them the benefit of that. We'll say it's 12.5, this one, I think. I mean, that's fair enough. So we've lost 7 centimetres there, which is a ridiculous amount. 7 centimetres. It's more than half the length. This is 7 centimetres. 7 centimetres here is 9 biscuits. And there's only 15 in the pack. So, you know, yeah, that's ridiculous, that, isn't it? So we've lost about 60%. It's just wrapper, basically. I mean, obviously I've stretched it out a bit. Normally it's like this. You know, they're not stretched out as much. But, you know, it depends how it is, doesn't it? This one doesn't look so bad because it's equal on both sides, whereas this one, you know what I mean? So, you can imagine between the tip of this, and it is an illusion, that trick. It's a trick, you know, it's that typical one where you've got, you know, at school you'll see that line, and if it's got the two sort of extended legs, you probably can't see my hands there, can you see them? Yes, that line with the two extended legs on each side. So if the legs are sticking outwards, it makes it look like the line's longer than it is, as if they're pointing inwards, and that's basically what these are doing. That's what they are. Now you could argue, yes, it makes it easy to open, but you've seen digestives and other biscuits that come in a tight pack where there's no flow issues. We've all seen it. They still do it, you know, and it's still a cylindrical pack. You just come tight at the end, and you just peel them off at the end. So they do it. So this is clearly only there to make it look bigger than it is. There's no other reason for it, because even these products themselves, McVitie's biscuits and stuff, have come in tight packs. I don't know if they still do. Maybe they've stopped now, but we've all seen it. They do it. No excuse. And it is resulting in it basically being 7 centimetres longer than it should be. And since the whole thing is, as I say, what was it? I can't remember what it was now. About 12.5 centimetres. Yeah, so 7 centimetres is a massive proportion of 12.5 centimetres. So there we go. Okay, so let's take one out. As I say, there is 15. It doesn't have a hazelnut smell, I have to say. It just smells of digestive. Yeah, possibly chocolate digestive, but you know that's not smell. So here we go. So, and you know, here's what we are. So they are smaller than regular digestives as well, which has always irked me a bit. The chocolate digestives. So measure at the bottom. So it's about 6 centimetres diameter, height-wise, about 0.6 centimetres. You'll see that it's got like a chocolate lip as well, so it goes over the top. So it's a bit wider at the top. So we'll measure at the top as well, but it's the bottom measurement really. But it's still about 6 centimetres actually. So there we go. Okay, so it's like a line in the middle of this one, which is a bit of an odd thing. It almost looks like it's a sort of text or something when I was looking at it then, but you see that sort of like line across the middle. It's just where the chocolate's been dimpled a bit, I think. Yeah, so snap it in half. Oh, yeah, so you sort of snapped it here. See, so you can see here, it's not broken, not a clean break. There's some resistance there, so it's clearly caramel chocolate. Look at that, yeah, look at that. There we go. That's what it's about, isn't it? That's what it's about. Yeah, so you can see a very thin layer of chocolate, though, isn't it? You can see, I mean, it's exceptionally thin. You can see there how thin that chocolate layer is. I mean, it's probably enough, but there's caramel there as well. Don't forget, so you can see just how thin it is. Yeah, but so I might be able to smell a bit of caramel now. There you go. Yeah, perfect. I think it'll be enough there, really, to be honest with you. But you know, you do wish to be a bit thicker, I guess. But yeah, so there we go, caramel in there. Favourite hazelnut, presumably, but it doesn't smell of hazelnut, so I can smell anyway. So it could be because the biscuit's quite a strong smell, but yeah. But how does it taste? Well, that's the question. That's what we'll find out now. Let's do it. Okay, everyone, so we're going to give these, well, we have these McVitie's V.I.Bs. What's it called? Chocolate hazelnut, deliciously heavenly chocolate hazelnut. There we go. I'm going to give these a taste. I've got a load of them here, but I've got one that's been pre-snapped before, so there we go. So yes, so here we go. So yeah, let's give it a taste. So it's good. Basically it's caramel. It's hazelnut flavoured caramel with chocolate digestive with hazel flavoured caramel, so underneath the chocolate layer. So okay, let's give it a go. It's a sweet caramel, actually, quite sweet. You can definitely taste it. There's a slight hazelnut taste there. Yeah. Not really though. You know, there's not really a hazelnut taste there. I mean, so what I'm expecting is something like, you know, when you've got like a, Ferrero Rocher, when you have one of those, or some Nutella, or anything with hazelnut in, really. You know, but I mean, hazelnut flavour. These hazelnuts themselves, even though they are hazelnuts, sometimes don't have the intense flavour of a hazelnut flavoured thing. But here, I can't really. I mean, if you told me this, well, if you didn't tell me this was chocolate hazelnut, I would never know. So I would be more expecting something not too dissimilar to Nutella, really. That kind of intense hazelnut flavour, you know. And I'm not getting that at all. I'll try another one. You can see it's perhaps very caramel-like. It could be when compared to a regular one with just caramel in it, might taste slightly different, but no, I can't taste hazelnut at all. But it's very nice other than that. I mean, it's got not a very thick caramel consistency. Some of these ones, and the old ones, I remember the caramel was really thick. When you bit into it, you know, you had a bit of a war going on, and which is good and bad, I guess. It depends what your viewpoint. But this one, the camel's very much a lot more subtle. It's definitely not as prominent as what used to be in the other ones. I would say, and I think that's probably a bad thing. Because I think when you have caramel digestives, you want it to be really caramelly, and these ones aren't like that at all. But the chocolate's nice, as I say. There is a sweetness from the caramel. Let's give a bit of a dunkish then. I've got a coffee I prepared earlier. Still nice and warm. You struggle to find a biscuit that doesn't taste better once it's been dunked. I mean, obviously some of them go a bit too soggy, but I think I didn't really bring anything out in it, really. You know, I mean, obviously it was melted it slightly, but it didn't really enhance any flavours or anything like that. I must say it was a bit disappointing. Let's just try. Shouldn't really. There you go. A bit dangerous to dunk a whole one and then. Let's see where Yeah. The improvement's negligible with this, really, when dunked. And most of chocolate and things, but I don't know. I think because the chocolate's held together with the caramel, I'm not sure. There's something isn't quite as satisfying as normally when you dunk a biscuit. I'm not sure. I'm getting a slight hazelnut flavour then through it though, actually. Very subtle. Very subtle hazelnut flavour, actually. Just appeared out of nowhere after about 3 biscuits. And it's still very subtle. So there's something there, but it's very subtle. I think it's a complete... It's to the point where it's almost a waste of time. You know. I mean, they are nice, let's face it, they are nice, but I think the difference between this and the regular caramel one, I'll have to try that out really, my caramel review. So I've got one with just caramel here, basically. Must be quite slender. I would have expected this one to really be a double chocolate one, I think, with a chocolate digestive, by which I mean the biscuit being chocolate. And I think that would have made, and that's what I expect from the purple one, really. And I think when I was doing my announcement of this, I was holding it up, I actually called it double chocolate by accident, because really the purple one I've seen in other products, maybe Maryland cookies, and it is double chocolate, and I find it hard to sort of, I don't know, especially when there's fact that it just doesn't have a hazelnut taste. I think it should have just been double chocolate. It's very disappointing, this one. I think if you have to hazelnut taste, as I say, you're not getting it here. I mean, it's very subtle. Maybe it's just packed that's a bad one, but no, just chocolate digestives really. They're just chocolate digestives, and I think, which is fine, but as I say, in the caramel, obviously, I said they've got the caramel as well, but I don't really get loads from the caramel. It's not thick enough. I'm sure in products gone by when they've done a caramel chocolate digestive, the caramel's been a lot thicker than this. A lot thicker. Maybe even twice as thick, I'm not sure. It felt that way. So I think for me these are a bit disappointing really. I think, I'm not sure. I think it's probably going to have to be, I think I'm going to say 3.5 out of 5, I think. I think they are nice, they're above average, but they're just disappointing. There's no hazelnut flavour there, which is what you'd be expecting at least from it. I'll say there's no, I mean, there might be a slight subtleness there, every 3 biscuits that you've got. That was the case with me, but it's definitely not prominent at all. You're not getting a Nutella type flavour. You wouldn't even know there's hazelnuts in this unless you read the packet. You honestly wouldn't. And obviously there's then that problem with the packet itself where it's 7 centimetres wider. I'd say with a realistic measurement as well. I wasn't exaggerating it or anything like that. Which is over half the length of the biscuit, the actual biscuits you get. So I think that's pretty terrible as well, really. I think I think for me it's definitely 3.5 out of 5. I think it should probably be less for the actual wasted space, really. But I've got to be careful on how much I deduct things for and just explain that in the review itself, really. I mean, sometimes you can do it, but I think 3.5 is. I think to say this is an average biscuit is. I think not fair, so I think it is 3.5 out of 5, but with the caveat that it probably should be less because of the packaging, but the 3.5 out of 5 reflects purely the taste, and I think obviously some instances where if I would have given someone 5 out of 5, I will dock it down to 4.5 because it's just not right that it's but obviously in this case I think it's going too far to lower it any further, so it won't fairly reflect the product taste. But so there we go. So I think there's a balance there that I've got to try and find, basically, and I'll explain it when I do it. But there you go. At least you got the explanation, so you can make of it what you will. But so disappointing. Hazelnut's completely non-existent, pretty much. And the caramel's not quite as thick as I would have liked either, but it's still good, I'd say, actually. And but I'm just sure it used to be thicker. And I don't know. It could be one of those where be careful what you wish for. Maybe if it was thicker, it would just be too thick. But I was expecting a bit more from it, really. So there we go. 3.5 out of 5. Well, let me know what you think. Let me know if you like these or not. What you think of these McVitie's Digestives limited editions I've been doing recently. And what's your favourites as well? Let me know. And or are you disappointed by the fact that they all seem to be very similar, especially the caramel and the hazelnut caramel, which presumably are almost exactly the same. So we'll see though. We'll see. Okay, so thanks for watching. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Patreon if you can. Leave a comment or free. It's always great to hear from you. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you next time. Bye, guys. Take care. Bye for now. See you later. Bye.